You ever watch a superhero show and suddenly feel like you need therapy? Yeah, Invincible doesn't just cross the line, it crushes it under a moving train. From omni-man turning I love you into a war crime, to Mark getting turned into minced meat by battle beasts, to reanimated corpse, genocidal empires, and entire cities use as weapons, Invincible makes you question if heroes even exist. These are the top 10 darkest episodes of Invincible, and it only gets worse from here. 10. I'm Not Going Anywhere. Season 2, Episode 7. Quiet Breakdown. Heavy Guilt. This episode isn't even intense because of a big fight or body count. It's dark because everything is falling apart and there's no stopping to it. Mark's trying to patch things up with Amber, taking her to a convention, just hoping for one normal day. But the second the call comes from Eve, he leaves again. And Amber finally says what's been building for a while. She's done. The Guardians are falling apart too. Duplicate's death shakes Immortal so badly, he just walks away from the team. Rex is pushing through injuries he shouldn't be fighting with, and Robot's still clinging to a version of the team that doesn't exist anymore. Donald finds out the truth that he died before, more than once, and he chose to forget. It's one of the heaviest moments in the series, and somehow he still puts himself together to stop Rick from ending his life. Then Amnesia shows up, a Viltrumite. She threatens Amber, beats Mark without even trying, and leaves him alive because they want him broken, not dead. And just when you think that's it, Angstrom Levy reappears. Debbie and Oliver are gone, taken. It's not loud, it's not explosive, but it's one of the most hopeless episodes in the entire show. In about 6 hours, I lose my virginity to a fish. Season 2, Episode 2. When the world keeps spinning, even when you're falling apart. This episode opens with Mark barely making it to high school graduation after a chaotic battle with Doc Seismic at Washington Monument. It's a stark reminder that being a superhero doesn't pause for personal milestones. Post-graduation, Mark attempts to balance his responsibilities. He's working for Cecil, trying to maintain his relationship with Amber, and grappling with the fear of becoming like his father, Omni-Man. Meanwhile, Adam Eve is in Chicago, using her powers to rebuild the city. Her efforts, though, well intubated, led to unintended consequences, highlighting the complexities of heroism beyond just fighting villains. Debbie, Mark's mother, is struggling with the immortal aftermath of Nolan's betrayal. The episode also introduces new threats, including a confrontation with the new Dark Wing in Midnight City, and a mission to Atlantis, where Mark faces a trial by combat in a kaiju called Death Dweller. While not overly violent as other episodes, in about 6 hours I Lose My Virginity to a Fish delves deep into the emotional and psychological toll of being a hero, making it a standout in the series. You Look Kinda Dead, Season 1, Episode 6. Cyborgs, Corpse, Hopelessness. What starts off as a chill college visit spirals into one of the most disturbing episodes in the entire series. Mark, William, and Amber just want to see a campus and catch a break, but then Sinclair shows up. A genius, sure, but he's using that genius to turn people into mindless, surgically mutilated cyborgs. William's boyfriend, Rick, gone. Just another machine now, stripped of personality, reprogrammed to kill. And when Mark faces off these Reanimen, it's not just a fight, it's a horror show. The fact that Rick almost remembers William, that hesitation before attacking, that's what makes it brutal. At the same time, Debbie's quietly tearing her whole life apart back home. She's finally digging into Nolan's past, and the truth is getting harder to ignore. Her husband might have murdered Earth's greatest heroes, and she's sleeping in the same house as him. No giant battle, no world-ending threat, just slow, creeping dread, where people you love disappear, and the ones who stay become unrecognizable. That actually hurt. Season 1, Episode 5. When doing the right things get you nearly killed. This is the episode where Mark learns brutally that good intentions don't protect you from consequences. He teams up with Titan, thinking he'd helping a guy escape the grip of a crime boss. And yeah, Machine Head is a villain, but turns out Titan's not exactly innocent either. Mark walks straight into a setup. Machine Head's got backup. Real backup, including Battle Beast, who doesn't just win the fight, he dismantles everyone. Mark's bones are crushed, blood everywhere. The Guardians showed up and get wrecked too. There's no heroic comeback, No last minute save, just bodies on the ground, barely breathing. And the worst part? Nolan watches it all go down and does nothing, because letting his son suffer fits the plan. Meanwhile, Debbie keeps digging. She knows something's wrong with Nolan. She's not ready to say it out loud yet, but the pieces are falling into place. This episode doesn't end with a win. It ends in a hospital, with everyone wondering if Mark's ever going to get back up. This missive, this machination, Season 2, Episode 3. When the universe gets bigger, everything else starts falling apart. Mark's trying to rebuild something, a routine, a life, anything. But instead, he ends up on Thraxa, face to face with Nolan. Not just alive, but thriving, ruling a planet in a relationship. And yeah, Mark has to just stand there while his dad kisses a giant bug alien like it's the most normal thing in the world. The moment says everything. Nolan's moved on. New partner, new kid, new world. And Mark still picking up the pieces of what his father destroyed. But Nolan doesn't attack, doesn't lie. He said he's changed. And for once, maybe he means it. But that's what makes it harder, because if he's being honest, what does that even mean for Mark? Back home, Debbie's unraveling. She's trying therapy, support groups. She's even opened up about the abuse. But how do you heal from someone like Nolan? Meanwhile, Alan the alien is nearly killed by 3 Viltrumites, and it turns out the coalition might be compromised. It's a lot across galaxies. This episode isn't violent, it's worse. It's seeing everything you thought you understand replacing by someone unfamiliar, something you can't fight, only feel. We Need to Talk, Season 1, Episode 7, When Everything Breaks and Keeps Breaking. Mark's trying to fix things. He tells Amber he's invincible, but she already knew, and she's still done. Debbie confronts Nolan. She knows. He doesn't deny it. She kicks him out. Cecil steps in. The GDA's been watching Nolan, trying to stop him. Nothing works. Nolan tears through everything. Agents, cyborgs, and kaiju. He's unstoppable. Mark, unaware, helps his dad fight the kaiju. Then he sees Nolan kill the Immortal. Again. Yes, again. It's all live on TV. The world sees. Mark sees. Everything's broken. It's been a while. Season 2, Episode 4, When the Past Returns and Brings New Scars. Mark's summoned to Thraxa under the pretense of saving an alien species. Instead, he finds his father, Nolan, ruling the planet. Nolan introduces Mark to his new partner, Andressa, and their child, Mark's half-brother. The revelation is jarring, but the real shock comes when 3 Viltrumites arrive, leading to a brutal battle. Mark, still grappling with his father's betrayal, is forced into combat. He hesitates to kill, resulting in severe injuries. Nolan intervenes, killing the Viltrumite to save his son. However, the fight ends with Nolan captured and Mark left battered. Back on Earth, Debbie confronts her own demons. She visits Nolan's grave, questioning the authenticity of their relationship. Donald, meanwhile, discovers unsettling truths about himself, hinting at deeper conspiracies. This episode doesn't just deliver action, it delves into the emotional turmoil of its characters, making it one of the series' most intense installments. It's About Time, Season 1, Episode 1, when the world introduces you to hope and then rips it away. Mark Grayson is just your average teenager dealing with school, bullies, and the looming shadow of his father, Omni-Man, the most powerful superhero. He's been waiting for his own powers to manifest, and when they finally do, it's a dream come true. He takes on the mantle of Invincible, eager to follow in his father's footsteps. The episode paints a picture of a classic superhero origin story. Mark learning to fly, getting his first suit, and taking on villains. It's an all-upbeat filled with the excitement of a young hero finding his place in the world. But then, in the final moments, everything changes. Omni-Man summons the Guardians of the Globe, the world's premier superhero team, under false pretenses and brutally murders them all. It's a shocking, violent twist that shatters the hopeful tone established earlier. This episode sets the stage of the series, exploration of trust, betrayal, and the dark complexities of heroism. I Thought You Were Stronger, Season 2, Episode 8. When protecting your family means becoming your worst fear. Mark comes home to find Angstrom Levy holding Debbie and Oliver hostage. He tries to fight, but Angstrom uses his power to hurl Mark through countless dimensions, each one worse than the last. In one, Mark sees a version of himself who became exactly what he fears, a Viltrumite conqueror. Eventually, Mark returns, only to see Angstrom break his mom's arm. That's it. Mark loses control. He drags Angstrom into a desolate dimension and beats him to death. Not in a heroic way, in a what have I become way. Stranded, covered in blood, Mark whispers, "I thought you were stronger," to Angstrom's corpse. He's not talking to Angstrom, he's talking to himself. A future version of the Guardians find him and send him home, but the damage is done. Mark quits school. He tells Eve he needs to focus on being a hero, whatever that means now. This isn't just a season finale, it's a breaking point. For Mark, for his family, for us. Where I really came from, Season 1, Episode 8. When love, legacy, and loyalty all get obliterated. Mark finally learns the truth. His father, Nolan, isn't Earth's protector, he's its conqueror, sent by the Viltrumite Empire to weaken the planet for takeover. And now he wants Mark to join him. Mark refuses, so Nolan decides to teach him a lesson, not with words, but with devastation. He drags Mark through a city, through buildings, through people, and then the train. Nolan holds Mark in front of an oncoming subway car, forcing him to witness slaughter of every passenger as their bodies collide with his. It's not just violence, it's psychological warfare. After the carnage, Nolan prepares to deliver the final blow, but Mark, bloodied and broken, says, "I still have you." That moment of vulnerability breaks through. Nolan, overwhelmed, flies off into space, leaving Earth and his son behind. This episode isn't just the darkest in the series, it's a masterclass in how to shatter a hero. Well, those were the 10 darkest Invincible episodes. Heroes fall, fathers lie, and sometimes surviving the fight is the easy part. In Invincible, the real damage isn't what breaks, it's what's left standing after.